State senator?
Our state senator.
Okay.
We spoke a little bit about our wedding, and some of the
Theatrics.
that took place. Yes.
You mean you making me run back upstairs, up 18 flights of stairs, and about killing me?
I love how you lead it up to like you walked up the flights of stairs.
18 flights.
You took an elevator.
18 flights of stairs.
What were you responsible for?
Did you go with me?
Did
you go with me?
Do you know who took up?
Did you go with me?
Do you know who took up for you?
Do you know that I took an elevator, or do you think? Do you know I didn't take the stairs?
You took an elevator.
How do you know? You
were
weren't there.
too quick.
You weren't there.
Too quick.
My heart rate was 122.
Do you know who took up for you today?
Parrish.
No.
You?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
Chris
Schmitz.
Schweers.
Oh, well, there you go.
I said he had one job. He goes, no. It sounded like he had more than one job because he had to go get the officiant.
That's 2 jobs.
Yes, he took up for you.
2 jobs. And I had to play like I was aggravated that you were surprising me with a pop-up wedding.
That's not hard for you.
I had a lot of jobs. I had to act. First off, I'd just been traumatized by a birthday cake that was a Florida Gator birthday cake, but when you cut into it, it was LSU colors on the inside.
Hey, that's
so
your friend.
I was traumatized.
That was your friend.
I was traumatized.
You barely noticed.
Traumatized.
Do you know why I picked the flavor lemon?
No, why?
Because both teams suck.
Oh,
Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Do you know who's number 1 right now?
Yeah, I know, the preseason poll, Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Roll Tide.
Yeah, I know. We're going to cut her microphone off. So, you've been involved, even though you don't live in the city.
Yes.
You live in the county, but you own a business in the city. Why is it important to you, in your opinion, because you are a business owner, why is it important to you to closely follow these city elections?
Well, everything, all changes impact how I run my business or how I'm able to run my business. Also, as business owners, you develop ties to the other city leaders. You develop relationships. I mean, it's no different than the other night we went out. And what happened? Okay, never mind. That didn't happen.
We ran into somebody that is prominent in the city, and we had a nice conversation with them.
Yeah, but the reason why is because we develop relationships over time with people.
Yeah, that city leader has been to your shop and actually spoke at a meeting you were hosting.
Yes. And when changes are in effect, it's you really have to look at what the new person is bringing in and how are they going to add value as a new city leader official, and is it going to be different, or is it going to be different and better? And that's what you really got to look at. So it may not impact me specifically as a citizen because I live in the county. However, it's going to directly impact me as a business owner because my business is in, it's downtown Ocala.
Especially if they make situations where taxes increase and stuff like that inside the city.
Or
that could impact you.
It does, or reduce the police, or how the police respond to business calls. All of that, or even the fire. All of that impacts how I need to manage and keep my business and my team members safe.
And it's unprecedented this year because you have 4 city council seats and the mayor up for election. 3 city council seats are supposed to be up for election for a 4-year term. The mayor's is up for election for a 2-year term. And then there's a special election because Councilman Matthew Wardell resigned. So that's to fill the last 2 years of his commitment. So it's unprecedented times where literally everybody, you could be a fresh new face at every seat on the council except for Irie Betheas, he's only been there for 1 year. It is unprecedented what could happen. And a lot of these people, some of them are known, some of them are unknown. So it really behooves everybody, if you do business in the city, to get out and come to some of these forums and some of these places where they're going to, or listen to WOCA August 22nd through the 27th. They'll all be on each 1 day a week. I'll have the District 1, District 3, District 4, District 5, then the mayors. and I made my calls over the last couple days. I'm proud to say everybody I got in touch with except one person who had a prior obligation, and it's already been planned, so he won't be able to attend. But everybody else I spoke with, I actually talked to, affirmed that they would be here on their designated day. Mm-hmm. I did leave a message for a couple people because they didn't answer their phone, and hopefully they'll call me back. But I'm getting good response. It looks like the majority, if not everybody but one person, will be here on their designated days to discuss why they think they're the best person to help guide Ocala for the next 2 years in some cases or 4 years in other cases.
Right, and not just business owners. I really would have a call out to our citizens to really look at who is running, especially District 4. There's
183
many
people
running in District 4.
Hold on. 4 more people just qualified. There's 191 now.
There are so many people running.
6 people.
So why, first of all, why are so many people running? Like, what is going on in our city that has driven that number? Or what is going on with the political system in our city
that has driven that number
so high? And I think our citizens really need to be aware of, some of the behind the scenes stuff, but really learn who these candidates are. And just don't listen to, the headline news. Actually learn about the candidate themselves, because the headline news, that's, it's just propaganda. Really try to understand the candidate.
You're entirely correct. And that's the key, is learning to try to understand what each candidate is trying to get across and what their mission and what their motives are. Mm-hmm. That's a huge deal. I'm trying to pull up the list now of people running, because I can't remember everybody's full name and everything. I would like to, but I played college football, shots to the head, so I can't. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Update my notes. Okay. Nope. It's got to be on here somewhere, doesn't it? Here we go. Let's see. Is this it? Nope, that don't tell me what I need. But I will tell you this. We'll take a phone call real quick. Put your headset on. Take a phone call.
I'm sorry.
And I'll try to find out, because I will tell you, if one guy doesn't win, I want him to be my co-host, and I'll tell you who that is after we take this phone call. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks.
Yeah, good morning. The city council, just like the county commission and the school board, even though there are numbered districts, the entire voter base in the city votes for all of the offices.
Certainly. It's a citywide voting, even though there are.
And I'll wish everybody good morning.
Thanks, Jim, for the call.
Good morning, Jim.
So, City Council District, here they are. City Council District 1, it is Brent Molliver and Barry Mansfield have both qualified and are running. In District 3, it is Rusty Juergens, Jay Musley, who's the incumbent, and Ty Schlichter. In District 5, it is Jim Hilty, who was a former city councilman, and Greg Steen. In the special election for District 4, it is Kristen Dreyer, Alexander Everett, Barbara Fitos, Lori Martin Gregory, Kevin Lopez, and another guy that if he doesn't win, I'd like to make you my co-host, Curtis Jones.
Curtis, he's got a great heart.
Curtis.
He has a heart as size as Texas, doesn't he?
And he wants Ocala to be a better place. If nothing came out of that forum that I hosted for the Fraternal Order of Police and Fire, then that Curtis Jones wants Ocala to be successmal, and he wants to ride on a fire truck. I think you'd be good riding on a fire truck too. But the man spoke from the heart. Always had a smile on his face.
And he was very honest. He says, "You know what? I don't know this background information,
but I'll learn it."
He goes, "I will learn it. I've been trying to learn this and that. I haven't gotten all of these details." He he didn't try to beat around the bush. He didn't try to give you an answer that wasn't an answer. And some of those candidates gave you an answer that wasn't an answer. So, I mean, what do you do with that? I mean, you try to reel them in? Do you try to, I sat in that forum with you, and I had people ask me that literally leaned over and said, "What did she say?" And I said, "She said nothing. She did not answer the question that was actually answered to him." And I'll be honest with you. Can I give like my opinion on like the mayor race or no?
You can give any opinion you want. I just don't want you to say who you're voting for.
Well, I will give you this about Kent.
Mm-hmm.
He will flat out give
Kent
you
Gwynn, the mayor.
100%. He'll say, you ask him a question, he'll give you a straight answer.
Well, he said
there's no
he said
fluff.
about the oversight committee.
Yes.
He stood up when it was his term with the oversight committee, and there was a question that was asked: would you support a civilian oversight committee to watch, as a watchdog unit for the the police department? Actually, what he said is, that's a terrible idea. We're not doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I like his candor, but that's my personality. Some people like the fluff, and that's their personality. And that's something that, so I like those direct answers. And when somebody just gives you a roundabout answer and doesn't actually answer a question, I have a problem with that.
You know what I've found, though, in the last week? It's gotten ugly quick. When you go to Facebook, there's some ugliness going on Facebook. There are people that are going and searching back 6, 8, 10 years into social media posts. Mm-hmm. What does somebody's social media post 10 years ago got to do with today?
I don't know. There's some people that went back a year.
Went back a year. 4 years. I read a post yesterday that was a city council. It was about a person running for city council, a man running for city council, about something he said about a football game. Mm-hmm. And people are like, is this the kind of guy you want? Because he's not. And I'm like,
really?
What the hell is a football game got to do about it? And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge football fan. I'd like everybody to be Georgia Southern and Gator fans that sit on city council.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, well, the mayor's a Florida State fan, by the way. Okay? But the point is, what the hell's that got to do with running the city?
Right.
Nothing.
And
here somebody was on Facebook, and there was like 114 comments.
Can you imagine if somebody went back through our Facebook posts?
Let me tell you something. The best thing for me to ever happen was that Facebook didn't come along until 2006. Smartphones didn't have cameras until 2006.
True story.
Because in the early 1990s, the late 1980s, early 1990s,
nothing's documented.
There's no documented evidence.
Plausible deniability.
There's no documented evidence. But it's just, I said this last night. I was talking to somebody at one of the candidates. I was talking to one of the candidates last night. And I go, God loves you for putting your name out there and say, I want to run. And he was like, well, I feel a calling that, I need to help my community. It's not because of the pay, because you only make $200 a month as a councilman, $250 as council president, and $500 as mayor. You're not getting rich.
Right.
Kent's been in there 20 years. He's made as much in 20 years as 1 year of a county commissioner. Okay? Mm-hmm. So you're not getting rich being a civil servant with the Ocala, city of Ocala, as an elected official. But I go, it's getting ugly, because I'd seen some things people have put out about him. I said, it's getting ugly and everything, and I don't understand it, because after this race is over, all this ugliness that's being said about individuals and everything, you got to run into that individual at the grocery store. You got to run into that individual out one night. Let me tell you something. If I was running for office and people were saying bad things about me, ugly things about me, even if I won or lost, I know my mentality. One night I'd be out somewhere with a few adult beverages in me. Somebody'd get my true thoughts.
Yeah.
And to me, that putting yourself out there like that, because trust me, if you went ugly on me, I'd run into you somewhere and it'd get ugly back on you, and it would be embarrassingly ugly, because I have no conscience about that kind of thing.
Honey, you wouldn't wait.
No.
You wouldn't wait till you saw them.
No, I'd probably go find them.
Yes.
Yeah, I would. You're right.
That wouldn't happen.
But I would look. The fact
And
that you
it's-
have to see these people
Right.
after the election, and you have to be cordial when you're saying such derogatory things.
I think if you focus on what's current, if you have any questions, if it's a Facebook post, so what? We all have said things that are,
yeah, like you do it all the time with this Roll Tide thing.
well, somebody have said things about masks. Somebody have said things, I like them, I don't like them. You know what? It's an opinion. You can't.
You know what opinions are.
Why you can't burn somebody for that.
But they do it all the time.
But that doesn't make it right.
I didn't say it made it right. I just said it happens.
You just have to have be more self-aware and understand what you're reading. You're reading, somebody read one little line, got a little heated about it, and went all Karen on them. Okay?
You know what I don't like? And I would tell any of the candidates, all 15 that are running, if you see a Facebook post that talks derogatory about you, don't answer it. Don't put anything out there. Just leave it alone. Let the Facebook warriors be the Facebook warriors, and don't give them more fodder to come at you with. Like, prime example, I know a guy that is a big-time sports broadcaster. He played football at the University of Florida, and he's a big-time sports broadcaster now. He will get into wars with people on Twitter and Facebook when they question his opinion on things. And I'm like, why would you do that? You have a microphone. You have a television set. You're able to reach millions of people in the college football world through your commentary on a television show you're on. The hell do you want to argue with some 15-year-old kid with bad pimples that's sitting in his mom's double wide out in the forest that thinks the Gators are terrible? So he's only going after you because you're a former Gator. I don't. And I know I put stuff on Facebook every day, put stuff on Instagram every day, put stuff on Twitter every day. People answer me back, clap back at me every day. Not a peep. Now, every now and then I'll answer somebody else's Facebook post. I'll put something out there, but usually it's, with this ring, and then do your auto, your text. Your
that
text
was
thing.
last night with this ring.
I do dumb
yes.
things. I do dumb things. Like, what animal are you? I go to the name test thing, what animal? I do dumb things on Facebook. I don't have time to sit and argue with people and tell people why they're wrong. And by the way, anytime somebody disagrees with me, you're wrong. I mean, let's just clear that up.
There are times where
Clear that
you
up.
will put up a post though
That explains why people are wrong.
that you feel strongly about.
Oh, yeah.
And then there would be like 114 comments on it.
But I never comment to them.
You come back and comment on this radio show. Yes, you
Of
do.
course. That's why I don't comment on Facebook. There's no reason to.
And
I have a microphone that has the ability to reach 350,000 homes in Marion County. That's a hell of a lot better than 5,000 Facebook friends. And so I guess I'm not, but this whole political cycle, it's crazy. Crazy. And here's the funny thing. People that used to take my call won't take my call now. And people that wouldn't take my call back in the day now take my call. It's weird. It's very weird. I don't get it. If I'm calling you, it's probably because I have something to say that's pertinent. And, or I'm trying to set you up to come on the show to come talk about your business or something. But it's funny how people, and it's because, I had somebody clap back at me one time because, let's be honest, I've been very vocal since the outbreak of this pandemic that I think it's, I know it's deadly, and I know COVID's a new thing, and I know we're scared of it and all, but it's just a stronger version of the flu, in my opinion. You're not going to change my opinion. People got angry at me, defriended me and everything because how dare you spread that misinformation on the radio? I didn't spread any misinformation. I just told you what I thought. It's not facts. It's just my opinion. You and I are having a discussion right now about COVID-19 at home, one of our private discussions about COVID-19. Mm-hmm. It's something that I think about, but people clap back, and unfriended me, and then sought me out at a public venue to tell me they'd unfriended me because of my stance on COVID.
like that's important.
All right, Sparky.
Like that's important to you.
Okay, Sparky.
Like you noticed. Hey, Pete, why aren't you coming on my feet anymore?
Guy Darren walks up to me. I don't like you anymore. You're not my friend. You won't wear a mask. I don't even know who the hell you are. I'm your Facebook friend. I got 5,000 of those. I literally had a guy walk up to me. I'm no longer your friend on Facebook because you're not a proponent of masks. You think they don't work. I go, I never said they didn't work. I said, with me having asthma and everything, they don't work for me. He was all angry. Well, I unfriended you. I go, how long have we been friends? He goes, 2 or 3 years. I go, well, okay. What's your name again? I had no idea who the guy was. None. But he come up and accosted me out in public. Like,
Was he wearing a mask?
He was. At the time he was. Yes, he was.
Good for him.
I was in that Bullseye store.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the Bullseye store, and he come up to me. You're Tom Schmitz, aren't you? Yeah. Well, we're no longer Facebook friends.
Okay.
All right. Who the hell are you? I got no idea. He's probably riding around his car right now, probably about to wreck, so angry that I don't know who the hell he is. No, nothing. I mean, how many times, you're with me quite a bit, Mrs. Schmitz.
Yes, I am.
How many times do people walk up to me, hey, how you doing? Good to see you, Tom. Walk away, and I look at you and go, I have no idea who the hell that was.
No, that's not what you say. You look at me and say, do you know who that was?
Yeah, I got no idea. I got nothing. So I see no reason to answer people back on Facebook. I think Facebook is the 21st century preeminent bully.
No, that is true. It is true.
Because a lot of people on Facebook that talk trash wouldn't talk trash to your face in the 80s.
No. Well, I'll tell you this: they will not talk trash to your face
right now.
Right now.
Right now. Yeah.
Come see me. Come see me right now and say that to me. No, you won't.
I used to play a lot of internet poker, and that guys would cuss you and everything about how you played and everything. Mm-hmm. So one night I said, well, you're always welcome to come visit me. I see you have it says you're in your bio, you're from Florida. I'm from Florida. Guy goes, I'll be at the Hard Rock tomorrow. I go, nice, Sparky. How will I notice you? I have a Tampa Bay Bucks shirt on. Okay.
Like everybody else.
I go to the Hard Rock. I stand there, and my friend Jimmy, who is a Irish guy, he was a floor guy, he was a boxer and everything. Jimmy goes, how you doing, Tom? I go, good. I'm about to yell something, so just don't get freaked out. He goes, what are you about to yell? And I said, hey, the guy in the Tampa Bay shirt, wherever you are, that was talking trash last night on the online poker forum. I'm here now. Come get the whooping you need to get.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
By the way.
He wasn't there?
Nobody stood up.
Nobody stood up. Nobody in a Tampa Bay shirt?
No.
No.
Of course not.
Of course not.
I knew that was going to happen. And who knows? He could have been sitting over there cowering. I don't know. But it's just, I think Facebook's full of a bunch of cowards.
You're right. It is total bullying.
It is. Coming up next, Dumb Crook News, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
It's time for Farmer Ranch Headlines on the Southeast Segment. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. Peanut farmers in the Southeast are active members of the American Peanut Council. The council is charged with trying to help with promoting peanuts abroad and trying to prevent unusual tariffs that may be applied. The one that has been under major discussion is with the European Union. They applied a 25% tariff to peanuts. Well, we learned this week that there are tariffs on raw kernels, or there were, but they were levied because of the dispute between Boeing and Airbus, which are now on hold for 5 years to give the U.S. and the European Union time to negotiate a settlement. So that 25% is taken off. There is a 25% tariff on peanut butter that's still in place for peanut butter moving into the European Union. That resulted from the steel and aluminum dispute, and that is still unresolved. The council announced this week that they're thinking about hiring another person as a technical expert with extensive peanut industry experience to consult on various issues impacting the competitiveness of U.S. peanut exports. They want to consult the industry to identify and communicate with government and other stakeholders the real-world implications of trade and non-trade barriers. But there are other non-tariff barriers that they are watching.
We are back and in person. You don't want to miss the biggest ag event of the year, the Citrus Vegetable and Specialty Crop Expo, August 18th and 19th at the Lee Civic Center, Fort Myers, Florida. Growers pre-register now at citrusexpo.net to be eligible to win a John Deere gun stick provided by Everglades Equipment Group. This event would not be possible without sponsors like Rebound, Belden Grinding, Kemin Industries, Yara North America, Miller Chemical, The Tree Defender.
The things you can do now to get a head start on the fall garden. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.
You're going to need our determination, our compassion.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring.
And we promise, we'll be there when you need us.
Today, 4-H is growing the next generation of leaders. Support us at 4h.org.
It's a new day. Thanks to the Farm Bill, USDA's conservation programs encourage, even reward, farmers who are willing to make a commitment to conservation. There are voluntary programs which provide technical assistance, cost share, land rental, and incentive payments. Conservation, there's something in it for you. Call or visit your local USDA Service Center. Brought to you by the Natural Resources Conservation Service.
With another month of hot temps upon us, there's still much work to do in the garden, including getting it ready for fall crops. Take some time to remove spent vegetables such as summer squash and bean plants. Pull tomato plants that are done bearing and showing signs of late blight. No need to use them for compost. Destroy them. Gather fallen fruit from trees. This limits disease spread and keeps wasps to a minimum. Analyze the garden for bare spots or areas in need of additions and look for good garden performers for fall planting. Now is the right time to sow cool weather crops such as cabbages, lettuces, broccoli, Swiss chard, kale, beets, and radishes. For specks of color, plant some fall annual blooming mums. In areas with a longer growing season, plant seeds of sunflowers, zinnias, cosmos, and marigolds. Touch up the tropical hibiscus by doing a little pruning before bringing them in for the winter. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have partly sunny skies today with a thunderstorm this afternoon and a high of 89 to 92, then becoming partly cloudy this evening. Low tonight 73 to 75. Partly sunny on Saturday, thunderstorm in the afternoon with a high of 89 to 91, then turning cloudy Sunday with a couple of thunderstorms and a high of 89 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
It's rodeo time in Ocala. The 39th annual Ocala Shrine Rodeo returns to the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion September 3rd and 4th, 7:30 nightly. Witness the superstars of the PRCA as cowboys ride to help children walk. For tickets and information, check out OcalaShrineRodeo.com for broncs, bulls, and babes. The Ocala Shrine Pro Rodeo, September 3rd and 4th, 7:30 nightly.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala.